Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Yellow, the Pikachu Solo Edition. The Pikachu Solo... Since when did it become the Pikachu Solo Edition? I don't think I ever, because I don't think I called it the... Oh, wait a second, do I have, yeah, max repels, here we go. I'm your man! Because we're getting started on the Pokemon Mansion, which is that one, slightly forgettable dungeon. It's just not the kind of... I think it is actually the forgettable dungeon. You don't really think about it, do you? When you think about, oh, I'm gonna go play through Pokemon Yellow, or I'm gonna play through Pokemon Red or Blue, this is hardly the dungeon that you think of, or the place that you think of, off the top of your head. You're going to think of somewhere like Mount Moon, or Victory Road, or the Silphco, or the Rock Tunnel, or something. And Pokemon Mansion is the one that you forget about, which is kind of a shame because it has some really cool music, and there's all the cool little files that you find regarding Mewtwo and them discovering Mew and all this kind of stuff, which is really fascinating. So it's a shame that it is generally unthought about compared to other areas of the game, because it's actually so cool. It's actually kind of sorry, I had to sniffle, get out of my system. It's actually the music is just a little remix of the Team Rocket hideout theme or whatever. Joe, with that little... Wait a second, are you not even going to fight me? Oh, you are. I was wondering. He didn't even register me. These are those burglars that look like Detective Conan or so. It's like Detective Conan's evil brother that goes out burgling places, and then Detective Conan has to catch him. As you can tell, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not as kind of the last 6 videos must have were sick, Harry. It's funny, of course, doing the Silphco, I'd be under the weather, just to continue the tradition of not having energy when you're doing the Silphco. But yeah, we're here, we're in Pokemon Mansion, we're gonna get the secret key, even though I never explained what we're doing here. I just kind of launched into it. I was like, oh, it's the Pikachu Solo Edition. It's not, the game is actually not even called Pokemon Yellow. The game, this... the game... Sorry, how am I supposed to start this conversation? The game isn't actually called Pokemon Yellow at all. The game, just like Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue aren't even called Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon Red and Blue were actually called Pokemon Blue version and Pokemon Red version. And then, this game, Pokemon Yellow, was actually called, Pokemon Special Yellow version or something. I think, technically. It's actually called Pokemon Special Yellow version, or something like that anyway. I'm not going reading all of those files. If you want to see me read the files, you can go back and watch the original LP. Basically, the rule of thumb here, it's not actually that complicated. I remember I got used to get, very confused by this place. Back when I played it as a child, but actually it's not that complicated at all. The rule of thumb is you go to the floor, the next floor or whatever. Well, actually, no, we should probably go up here first, because there's another trainer battle, isn't there? There's a Burglar Witch and Vulpix or Ninetales? One or the other. I'm not sure. But yeah, the rule of thumb is you go everywhere where you can go, and then you push the switch, and then you go everywhere where you can go. It's not rocket science. Whereas I think what used to happen to me was I used to get confused and think that pushing one of the switches would have an effect on doors that were on another floor, which isn't really the case. Sorry, I think a car went by and it caused a really weird noise. I got really freaked out by it. That's not the case. The switches will only ever affect doors that are on the floor that you're on, that kind of way. But I got used to get really confused and think that oh, you have to push the switches in a certain order or something like that. That if you push that switch before pushing the other switch, different doors would open and close or whatever. Which I don't think that's actually the case, because as you can tell by watching me do this, if you just go through it in that systematic order, where you just like go everywhere possible, like go through all the different entrances and exits or whatever that are open, and then push the switch, and then you just kind of go where you have to go. A secret switch. Who wouldn't? See, that place is blacked off. So yeah, I don't see why I used to get so confused by this place at all, because it's not actually that confusing at all, and it's actually a shame that it's as short as it is, really. Because it's just a really cool idea that this is like the laboratory, or like the Pokemon Mansion is where all these guys were doing their research, and it's kind of like I really like that they don't kind of blow that out of proportion in this game. Like, everyone knew about, like, back when these games were new or whatever, like, everyone knew about Mewtwo, and everyone knew that Mewtwo was created in an experiment or whatever. And then, like, you're going through this place, and you're finding, like, the little research things or whatever, and the whole mansion is kind of half destroyed and half decrepit and burnt down or whatever. So you kind of have this story that's being... this kind of semi-story that's being told without being told at all, if you know what I mean. Which I think is cool, because it's just really subtle, it's not kind of blown out of proportion or anything. Sorry if there was like silence there for a second. I actually had to like blow my nose because that mucus just wasn't giving up. I was just gonna keep like half sniffling. I'm pretty sure it's actually the left one. You'd think it's the right one, so that they make you battle the trainer, but no, it's actually the left one. Just like regular fare here, those scientists with Voltorbs and Magnemites. So yeah, the news today is that like I have like next 4. It's like last week I worked a 3-day week instead of a 4-day week because I was sick on the Saturday. So I like, it was so ridiculous. Like, I spent those whole 4 days just sick. Like, and like I had 4 days off. Like, basically the way I work is I have like 4-day weeks. Like, instead of working 5 8-hour days, I work 4 10-hour days, which I prefer. And like I had like one sick day then out of like the 4 days that were off. So 3 was like my regular 3-day weekend or whatever, and then one of the days was a sick day. Like, if I had had any sense, I would have stayed off the day before my weekend as well, but I just thought I was tired instead of sick, like I usually do. Like, I never realize when I'm actually sick. It's ridiculous. No, I don't think there's actually anything over there, so I'm just gonna skip out on that. But yeah, so if I'd had any sense, I actually probably would have stayed off the other day as well, like the Wednesday, instead of going to work, because I was just sick at work as well. And then like I had like those 4 days off where I just spent the days like around the house being sick. And then I went back to work on Monday, and like I wasn't sick anymore, but I just had like no energy. It was almost like those 4 days off hadn't even happened. Like, you'd think like, oh, you spent 4 days doing nothing, you'd like build up your energy or build up your strength or whatever, but no. It just felt like I just felt like I had no energy whatsoever. So then I worked like did my 3 days, and now it's technically my weekend, but I have 4 days off again this week because I'm going to a wedding on Saturday, on Friday, on tomorrow. So obviously I have the Saturday off then. Well, I took the Saturday off as holidays because like we'll be staying over, so it's going to be so fun. It's just how like, it's like a friend of mine is getting married, so it's kind of like the first one of those weddings, you know, like when you get to your 20s, all of a sudden all the people that you grew up with start getting married and having families and stuff, and are like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And this is like the first one of those weddings, like those my best friend's weddings that I've been invited to so far, so it'll be interesting, it'll be fun, I'm looking forward to it, and it'll just be a good laugh, so. And we're really making good progress on this place. We are going to get this whole place done in one video. It's ridiculous. Like one 15-minute video, not like one 20-minute video or half-hour video. I've been delighted actually with the way that like I've been able to keep the video length down recently. Sorry, I had to like drink tea. But yeah, as I say, I've been like delighted that I've been able to keep like video length in under control the last recently. Like just being able to keep the video lengths down to about 15 to 17 minutes. Wait a second. I'm not going to be fooled by you. I have my strategy. You guys might be able to tell I actually like did some more like item organizing. What are you telling me? Oh my god, like my computer was like, oh, I want to update something or whatever. I got really confused because I got really worried actually. I have to make sure that everything was like running okay. Like the capture is still running, that's good. Because all of a sudden it was like, oh, I want to install this update, is it okay if we shut everything down? And then like Logic was like, oh, Logic interrupted the shutdown. Because like it's still recording something, you Nimrod. So, are you sure you want to interrupt the update? And I'm like, yeah, I want to interrupt the update. I'm still recording here, could you imagine that? I like record all of Pokémon Mansion, get the secret key, and then I realized, like I probably would have kept going and all. Wait a second, where's my escape rope? There it is. I probably would have kept going and all, and like gone through the whole thing and gone and recorded the gym as well into the bargain before realizing that nothing was recording, or else the computer just shut down. How ridiculous. So yeah, we have the secret key. As I was just gonna say, you might be able to tell I've been doing more like item organization. I actually... Oh, that's someone like texting. I have no time for like reacting to things like this at the moment. Like I actually, when I was in like Professor Oak's lab, I did some like in Pokemon Stadium, because the way in Pokemon Stadium you can actually organize all your Pokemon boxes and organize all your items, and it goes like 10 times faster than doing it this way. Just because there's like, it's so, first of all it's so slow, and second of all you have to like go to the trouble of withdrawing and depositing, everything like that. But when I was like in Professor Oak's lab, like I've been basically putting everything into the PC, just to have like more room to pick up all the items. And then like when I realized that the PC itself was almost full, I was like, what, that's ridiculous, the PC can't be full. But you can actually, like, you can only have like 20 items on hand in the Gen 1 games, which I knew. So you're obviously going to be strapped for space because there are no like separate pockets like there are in later generations. But like the PC itself has a limit of like 50 items. So here was I like depositing all of these TMs and nuggets and everything like that I wasn't going to use, and I'm pushing them in the PC, and it was like filling up. So I actually had to like take a load of the TMs and things and put them from like the PC into the into the Pokemon Stadium PC or whatever, if you know what I mean. It was ridiculous. Other than that, I just like did some organization. I changed the super repels to max repels. I got more Beyonce lemonade. I still don't know whether I'm going to bother using those X attacks and things like that, because I haven't been using them so far. We might, well, without a buy or leave, I just walk in there. No, like, bingo, the secret key opened the door. Anyway, I guess we're going to leave it off here. I know, like, the video is, like, a little shorter than normal, but that's not a bad thing every once in a while. So yeah, thanks for watching this part of Let's Play Pokemon Yellow, the Pikachu Solo Run. It's not the Pikachu Solo Edition. And I'll see you next time when we take on the Cinnabar Gym. And hopefully win. God.